I wanted to start out holding on to life for dear life. Now, I'm doing this again in my life. Has proved to be doing that time and time again. What ends up happening is I've been here time and time again in certain situations, certain light, but now I think to myself, ask the question. I've spun these questions in my life so many times. There's nothing even to let go of. It falls away. I smoke tobacco in the Philippines where they have native tobacco. My choices are, when my choices are around, making choices sometimes, but now, come to find in my life, turning 32 in October, and life now, making the most of it, because you're not guaranteed another day, and you're not guaranteed another moment. Every moment is challenged. But that, to me, I don't think is life how it should be. Bill Murray inspired me recently. He said he found reason to wake up in the mornings to meet the sun over a painting that he saw. And now, amongst other inspirations for me, which they run dry, but not all. Thinking now, I have a Filipino girlfriend here. Hello. And I have a lovely 2-year-old daughter and 1-year-old daughter here. And at this point, I'm still struggling also in my life financially, of course, which is, that's the big picture, I think. Peter Gabriel has a song, This is the Picture. Do-do-do-do. This is the picture. And of course, between him and Phil Collins, in Genesis and all that, well, both of them made great solo careers. Most of the time now, I'm struggling. Alan Watts has said the parable of the fish. Hello. There is a fish in the ocean, and he's swimming along, and what life is about. He said not to question, actually, because the fish started to question one day, looking down into the depths, that he might fall into the depths of the ocean to the bottom. And so he began to chase his tail with his mouth, like a dog does sometimes, if you show him his tail. And he seemed not to be able to stop. He seemed to be going in a frenzy. The more he did it, the more he felt the urge to do it. And the ocean spoke to him, finally, and said, and I've been carrying you all this time. I put you here, and it's not for you to question. Just do the thing. Hello again. And so the fish finally let go once again, and he started to live his life. He started to swim up and down. He found that life is beautiful. Well, this is life. Maybe like Sly and the Family Stone's life. Life, tell it like it is. You don't have to die before you live. But of course, singing all the lyrics is kind of going into it. A song in a dance, Alan Watts would say, it's like it's not, the goal is not to reach the end point. It's in every even mishap making it part of the music. Even the Japanese, when they fashion ceramics which have broken, and I forget the name of it, what it's called, sigu or something, they will mend it with molten gold and create something beautiful with it. And this to me is what we call the beauty of life. Osho has said, living with uncertainties. Indian guru Osho in the late 80s. And various gurus have been prominent. J. Krishnamurti, he was more loved by everybody, as to where Osho said that the Ronald Reagan administration, that they poisoned him. That's the reason he died. And so, but J. Krishnamurti, Jiddu or Jidav, he was very beloved, and of course seemingly by the American people also. So it seems to me people look for these kinds of things in life. Well, and in the modern day, people are looking for this, and seemingly everyday people, we Sly Family Stone, everyday people, well, we go about our business as usual, men at work, and the album Land Down Under, or yeah, the album Business as Usual. Land Down Under's the hit song from it. But people on their way to work. And so even as Batch Turner Overdrive, BTO is taking care of business, well, looking out for number one. So many songs and musics, American musics, Canadian musics, and these days in time, what people looking for, well, I think what should be trying to find the new way. And the new way, people would speak of, there was a Tibetan, people wanted to call him a lama. His name was Yeshi. He made a funny claim. He said, "Me be a Geshi, like a llama, but it's called a Geshi, the Geshi Yeshi." And this man, I love Yeshi also. Yeshi spoke about a lot of things and would get you into meditation also. Certain people had certain meditations. The Beatles, Paul McCartney, and I think George Harrison, John Lennon may have wanted to visit him, and he was the smiley guy. And who also introduced David Lynch into transcendental meditation, and David Lynch thought transcendental meditation is the only way. The guru today, Sadhguru of India, he is one who is now popular and everything, introducing Isha Kriya. He's from his Isha organization, and but Kriya, it seemed Kriya is another meditation, but it seems whatever meditation, Alan Watts would have said, and he spoke of Ramana Maharshi, Sri Ramana Maharshi, the beloved guru in India. And speaking of meditation, however, as being a medicine, not of a necessity, actually. Even meditation is like gaining enlightenment in everyday chores. There's a famous painting of a Greek woman. She's pouring water into a vessel, and she seemed to have a plain face, a plain abode. And as a matter of fact, in ancient Greece, it used to be very different than modern day, it seemed. They would say that the homes should be very plain, and everything of great beauty should be at the city center, should be in the actual buildings where people come and go. And in the modern world, it seems we would have this in schools and universities and stuff like this, and places where people have gone. And now in the modern world, everything being technological software, computer softwares, and artificial intelligence softwares, and the hardwares that carry it. Well, now people still want to find meaning. They want to find their dream. Well, and now people wanting to find their dream, and this isn't a well. Anyway, there's been some great books and great things. Actually, there's a beautiful book recently by 1987 baby from Netherlands. I forget his name, but it's called Humankind: A Hopeful History. And he speaks a lot about children and stuff, and true stories, whereas the artificial ones, people and really humankind, paints a different story than what society has painted these horrible, grim nightmare things, how people really will be. One of which was 5 stranded boys from Samoa, or Tonga. They were from Tonga, and they were trapped on Anatu, a small island, for almost a year and a half, almost 2 years, and they were found, and they were actually doing very well for themselves, and being teenage boys and stuff. And the pictures society and the adults had painted were very different about history. They will say nightmare things. They want to give you Greek mythologies and stuff like this, these ancient stuff, which is terrible, which is even the stuff, pictures painted of Greece, or pictures painted of some things in past will be painted in bad ways. One Piece is famous for this, having the forgotten history, and you can see how the world government wants to erase everything with buster calls and stuff, with finding out truths and histories and stuff. Well, Joy Boy will liberate the world. They will find the pornographs, and Luffy will become the king of pirates, and world peace. I played a game. It was mostly 1999, 2000, Legend of Dragoon on PlayStation 1. And at the end of Legend of Dragoon is beautiful. At the end of Legend of Dragoon, in the beginning, the intro, a black girl, I think, sang it, the intro, a girl out of Maryland. And coming from early 2000s, well, the song is If You Still Believe.